So what if I told you there's a super rare eye disease that affects about 1 in 50,000 people? The crazy thing is, out of the 2 billion plus blindness cases around the world, it still impacts 4% of them. It's called choroideremia, and it runs pretty deep in my family. I've watched it affect one of the most important men in my life, my grandfather on my mom's side. That's Papa right there. And honestly, it always scared the crap out of me. I thought that if I ignored it long enough, it would ignore me back. It didn't. Hey y'all, my name's Corey, and after years of wasting precious time trying to play hide and seek with choroideremia, I decided that, hey, if I'm going down swinging, and I'm going down with a smile on my face. You know what though? Getting answers and support hasn't just helped me feel better, it's helped me live better. In today's video, I'm talking about what choroideremia is and what I do to try to fight this thing. Let's take it inside, y'all. Alrighty. So, what is choroideremia exactly? To keep it simple, it's an inherited eye disease that causes vision loss over time. I mean, it's a slow, steady, super sneaky process where you lose more and more vision over time. The first thing is you lose your night vision. So walking around in low light or in the darkness, tough. Then your peripheral vision starts to disappear. So that kind of over time leads you to tunnel vision, which is what I have. Eventually, the center of your eye is affected, and that's what creates the complete blindness. I literally think about my eyes and about my situation almost like I'm looking through a paper towel roll or like a peephole in a way, except instead of it being like a dark surface around it, it's like a blur. So that's pretty much what makes it difficult for me, is because I have a small window of vision, and looking for things or walking around, it's so small, it just makes things a little difficult. Here's the thing, choroideremia is caused by a mutation in what's known as the CHM gene. This is how it's passed down through families. It's what they call an X-linked recessive disorder, which means it mainly affects guys like me. We're the lucky ones. Women in the family who actually have the gene tend to be carriers. For them, they might not ever experience any symptoms, but for some, they can experience some minor to pretty serious symptoms as well. So right here, I was gonna joke with my mom and say, thanks mom, but nah, she's the best. I love her way too much for that. I love you, ma. So, the Choroideremia Club. It's a small one, and trust me, nobody wants to join this thing. According to the National Institute of Health, inherited retinal diseases affect about 200,000 people in the US a year. That's less than 0.1% of the population. Rare doesn't begin to describe this thing. So if you or somebody you know has a way to get me out of this club, I'm trying to jump out this club. I'm trying to cancel my membership because that's crazy. But seriously though, the scariest part for me isn't the fact that, our loved ones or our friends or even strangers or co-workers don't understand what we're going through. It's that the people who make decisions on whether you deserve a benefit or a certain type of support, they have no idea what we're going through. If you're in the middle of a disability benefit application or anything like that, check out this video right here. I'm sharing a few major things I've learned after being denied twice. So hopefully your application turns out way better than mine did. Trust me, you are not alone in this fight. I got you. So what are the symptoms of choroideremia? For some people, they don't experience anything until they're in their teenage years or adult life. actually, my cousin Phantom, he might be like this or in this category. I don't think he experienced anything major until he was a teen. I've known about my situation since I was about 6 or 7 years old. And honestly, I'm gonna have the story of when we found out something was wrong with me in a follow-up video to this. Shout out to my Aunt Jackie for that one. As somebody who's, kind of been dealing with this as much as I could remember, I would say a lot of it feels like it happened overnight or out of nowhere. It felt like one day I couldn't catch a ball anymore, or one day I couldn't, follow people through a crowd or navigate a supermarket, by myself without running into somebody or something. If you're noticing yourself struggling to do something like this, definitely get to a doctor, definitely get to a specialist to have them check you out. For a long time, they actually thought I didn't have choroideremia. They thought I had retinitis pigmentosa. And after they ran some genetic tests, they identified not only did I have choroideremia, but my favorite cousin in the world, Phantom, again has it, and more than likely, it came from, my grandfather. Actually, they thought he had retinitis pigmentosa too. Shout out to the chicken in the back. I'm gonna cook you later. If you want to see more ways I'm fighting this crappy disease, check out these videos. Also, if you have any tips or any advice on how you're fighting your crappy disease, please drop them in the comments. I would love to learn. I would love to hear from you. This is Legally Blonde, No Limits. Peace, y'all.
I love you, Papa.
I love you, Papa. I love you, Papa.
Boss man, I love you.